Okay, hello everyone. We are going to start the meeting in around 10 minutes time, okay? So that maximum participants are part of the meeting. All right? So we will just wait for around 10 minutes before we proceed. Okay? Meanwhile, I hope you all have downloaded the relevant content that I talked about. Okay? So I am very hopeful that you all have that content with you. I hope you all did download the content. Did you? I have uploaded question number 1 file as well. So now question number 1 is available as well on the Google Drive. Okay. So some general instructions before we start. My WhatsApp number is +971 58 506 8907. Okay. WhatsApp me with your complete name so that I can add you to webinar WhatsApp group. Okay. This is the first thing. Secondly, you all have the Google Drive link with you. So I hope you all have downloaded the content. If you go to the Google Drive, you need to go to past papers and relevant material folder. And in that particular folder, you will go to March 2024 past paper folder. And over there, you will find files in PDF and Excel for all the 3 questions. Okay. So please make sure that you do download these. And in case you are someone who has not downloaded, you can download it now. Okay. If you don't have the Google Drive link, you can WhatsApp message me and I will share the link with you. I repeat, if in case you don't have the Google Drive link with you, you can WhatsApp message me and I will share the link with you for the Google Drive. Okay. And then there is a lot of content that I need to share. Anyways, we will start at 7:10 UAE time. I'm just waiting for some students to join us so that before we proceed, we have students attending the session. Okay. I repeat once again. Meanwhile, you have to download the content from the drive. Your role right now is to download question number 1 and all the files. Okay. Quasi means semi. So actually quasi-independent means they will give some rights to the other 2 companies, correct? Anyways, so one student messaged me, so I have given him the Google Drive link. Okay, let's start in 5 minutes time. Okay, let's start in 5 minutes time, 5 more minutes before we start. 5 more minutes before we start. Just waiting for maximum number of participants to join the session. Okay. Five more minutes to start. All right. We will wait for 5 more minutes before we start. Yes, Pooja, depends upon various factors, but I have seen people pass in 20 days, even in 20 days. Okay. So you can pass it provided you put enough effort. All right. Okay. I hope you all remember what is the agenda for today. You all remember the agenda for today? What is the agenda? We have to do question number one. And I am hopeful that you all have actually downloaded question number one as well. Have you guys downloaded question number one? Okay. The Excel file and the PDF file both, correct? Okay. That's great. So just starting in like 2 minutes time, maybe. I can see that people have joined and there are still people who are joining. So just 2 more minutes. We will exactly start at 7:10 UAE time. Okay. Everyone must download the content. And if you are an outsider right after the session, let me know. I will add you into my webinar WhatsApp group. Okay. All right. Shall we start? Yes, Shaina, there is file for question number one as well. Okay, Shaina, I uploaded question number one's Excel file and the PDF file today in the same folder. Secondly, Suman, the link on the portal was for the weekly live classes. This is webinar and it is a separate registration link. It was circulated by management in the group. Safan, I uploaded it 1 hour back. Okay. Question number five, question number one file, I uploaded around 1 hour back. So by now you can find it. Is it good? Okay, just give me a moment and we will start. Okay, just coming in a moment. All right. So I believe we can now start with the session. And as already informed, the agenda for the day is question number one. So we will do question number one right now. Okay. Still some students have confusion. One of the students has shared the correct exact path, I believe, or the drive link. On the drive link, go to the past papers and relevant material folder, go to March 2024 and download the relevant files. Okay. You all are confident with question number 2 and 3, correct? We did question number 2 and 3 yesterday. Today we are going to discuss question number one and wind up this exam paper. I don't want you guys to discuss this exam paper after today because you can notice that there are around 90 people online and there are multiplied by 4 or multiplied by 5 students. So it becomes very difficult to answer on WhatsApp. I do try my best, but daily there are around 50 or 70 or 80 messages that are left unread and I have to answer them after 2 days, 3 days, 1 day when I get time. So it is ideally better that we decide an agenda, we complete that particular question or that particular paper in the same day so that same queries, doubts are asked by everyone on my WhatsApp and it is easy for me to respond as well. And also my responses will be more spontaneous, on time and quick because If, for example, I know that today everyone is doing June 2024 past paper, I will be very, very familiar and used to the queries that the students are going to ask. 90% of the doubts of the students for each and every paper or each and every question are always same. Okay. So we need to, before moving to question number one, let me clarify. If anyone is not done with June 2024 questions, I will appreciate that everyone solves June 2024 today. Okay. By now, I believe majority of the students have completed conceptual lessons. They have understanding of the topic and they can do this question with me or the past paper with me. Likewise, every other day on the registered students WhatsApp group, I will allocate a past paper that I can answer on time. And also it will be good for you because everyone will be discussing the same thing. For example, if tomorrow we decide that everyone will solve December 2023, it will be very easy for you to solve, for you to discuss problem with peers, and for you to discuss problems with me as well. Okay. Secondly, all past paper video solutions are on the portal. They are already available. If you go to down, if you scroll down at the end of the portal, you will also find yearly past paper folders. For example, for December 2022, for June 2022, June 2023, you will find folders which contain year-wise recent past papers solved. Also, I shared a file in which Rama Lakshmi gave some tips. She told how you can pass the paper. I shared that Word file today in the group. If you're someone who has not received it, I will reshare it later. In the registered students group, I have already shared it. But in the public group, I will reshare it tomorrow. Also, Lamia wrote a similar 5 question answers, how she studied, what both of them used for theory, for practical, how many attempt past papers did they did. So do follow them as well. And don't be worried, don't panic. This is one of the easiest optional exam papers to pass. The passing ratio is really, really, really high and it is evident from VIFHE passing ratio as well. So you don't need to panic at all. You have to be calm, composed. Just try to invest maximum time. Many of you are just a paper away from your affiliation, from promotions at work, from membership of ACCA. So it is very important that you put maximum time. Still, you have 20 days. It is very easy to clear this exam. You don't need to panic. Just invest time. Also, those who are enrolled, secret sauce is with you. Do follow secret sauce. I prepared secret sauce for this attempt and sent it to everyone. March 23, June 23, September 23, live classes tab. And the important live classes tab is very important. Under important live classes tab, you will find a lot of lessons about interest rate hedging, foreign currency hedging, basis risk, and everything. That will cover at least 25 marks of your paper. So be prepared for the forex and interest rate hedging area. Also, yield to maturity has not been tested recently, so we can expect a question from yield to maturity and bond valuations area. Now, the bond valuations and yield to maturity are also covered in the important live session steps. So please do look into that as well. Okay. Are we clear? I hope we are clear. Rest, I will talk to the new students or the general public and the students who are not enrolled later. Now let's move to question number one and start solving question number one, which is for June 2024. Let me read the scenario and be very, very focused. Okay. Question says Mahani Company is a listed holding company based in the Eurozone. Okay. Mahani Company is a listed holding company based in the Eurozone. The company and its subsidiaries specialize in large-scale infrastructure projects around the world. Mahani Company's board is due to review an investment appraisal after being invited to work on a regeneration project by the government of Amasia. The objective of the project is to significantly improve the capacity of Asia's largest shipping port. So it is involving investment abroad, not in your country. So either international investment appraisal or the forex concepts will be present in the question. Asia is a relatively closed economy with significantly protectionist measures. What are protectionist measures? Protectionist measure means that the government does not encourage free trade. They have policies which is restricting imports, tariffs, quotas, high taxes on imports. They are discouraging import of goods. With significant protectionist measures on imported goods and services, Amasia's agricultural sector is the country's main source of employment and has benefited to a large extent from this protectionism. So there is a particular sector, agriculture sector, and they are benefiting from this. The new government has announced a series of reforms designed to boost economic growth and tackle an unsustainable budget deficit. So currently, company has budget deficit. Budget deficit is there, which means that the revenue collected from taxes is less and expenditure, government expenditure is more. Okay. And the country's high unemployment rate, there is high unemployment rate as well. Now, when you put a protectionist measure, your local industries are promoted, local people get more employment, jobs are encouraged locally. So maybe over here, it seems that it is a good measure. As part of these reforms, the government is keen to establish a custom union with its neighbors. Now, what is custom union? For example, a bunch of countries who are which are located nearby, make their own trade bloc. Okay, they trade freely between them, but not with the other side of the world. Are you all with me? The principal objection to this proposal is that the harm it might cause to the growth of Asia's new car manufacturing industry. So car manufacturing industry is potentially seems that it is a new industry that is growing locally, but there is a customs union thing going on. So people are saying, no, we must not go for customs union because it is going to harm our car manufacturing industry, which is developing. Maybe some other neighbor country is making cars at a cheaper rate. Agree? Other topics to be discussed at next week's board meeting includes how to hedge the disposal proceeds from the divestment of a Brazilian subsidiary Oliveira company and an intra-group settlement Mahoney company expects to receive from its Canadian subsidiary Yevis company. Okay, now one thing was about protectionist measures. Second thing was about customs union. Then there were points about agricultural sector. Then there was a point about car manufacturing. These four are probably going to be tested in theory. Now, in the third paragraph, it highlights something about a subsidiary being disposed of. When a foreign subsidiary is disposed of, divested, you will receive foreign currency, correct? And that foreign currency needs to be converted into your own local currency. And then there are intra-group transactions. Intra-group transactions means there are several subsidiaries and a parent company transacting between themselves. I hope you all remember from the past lectures about multilateral netting. Do you all agree? These funds are not expected to be available for 6 months, but will be used to repay a bridging loan which is due for repayment on the same date. Today's date is 1st Feb. Do remember in the question, this date is specified sometimes when you have to work for forward future option contracts. Mahoney Company manages financial risk on behalf of the group, including the settlement of intra-group balances. The company has recently introduced a policy to use multilateral netting. I believe multilateral netting are free marks. How many of you think that these are free marks? You just need to convert it into a currency, net it off. That's it. So if you are lucky, multilateral netting is going to be in your paper. It is one of the very easiest concepts of AFM. Very easy concept, to be very honest. Okay. All right. So the base currency is the euro. Now, what do we do about base currency? Okay, China bridging loan is some loan that you will be acquiring. That's it. And since we are not given more details, let's ignore and move on. Okay, now base currency is euro, which means that we will convert all other currencies into our base currency. Agreed? The following balances are owed today between Mehne Company and three of its subsidiary companies. The subsidiaries are Yevis, based in Canada, Imran in Pakistan, and Oliveria in Brazil. Owed by, owed to. Okay. And then there are different currencies in amounts. Okay, let me read the requirement first. If you move to the requirement, there was one requirement about this intra-group trading thing. Look at requirement B1. What is B1? B1 says calculates the impact on intra-group cash flows if multilateral netting is used to settle outstanding balances. 7 marks. I think they are too much. To be very honest, they are free of cost 7 marks in your exam paper. Okay. 7 marks is too much and it is really easy. What you will do, step number 1, using an appropriate exchange rate, convert all these cash flows into euro. Correct? Now, the balances are converted into euros using the following spot met rates. What are the spot met rates? 1 euro is equals to 1.31 Canadian dollar. 1 euro is equals to PKR 218 and 1 euro is equals to the Brazilian currency of 5.2131. Okay. Agree? So now you need to convert all of them into your local currency. It is a very easy thing. It is a very easy thing. Trust me, it is very easy. You have all the spot rates with you. Let's go through it. You all have the spot rates with you. Okay. The spot rates are given to you and the spot rates are as follows: 1.31 to 18.1692 and 5.2131. This information is given to you in the question. This information is already given to you in the question. I have simply converted everything into euros by dividing. For example, in case of PKR, it will be 5913 PKR divided by 218.1692. Do you all agree? Because you have to convert everything into euros. We know 1 euro is equals to 218.1692 PKR. So total PKRs divided by per unit PKR will give you the euros. Likewise, you will convert all the currencies with the relevant rates. All the relevant rates are given to you. Easy, easy, easy. I believe easy 2 to 3 marks. Maybe the conversion will have 2 marks, 3 marks, or at least 1 mark. Nothing. Very easy. Just you have to pick the relevant currency and divide it. Pick it, divide it. 2 marks at least. Agreed? Okay, now everything is converted into euros. Correct? Now we are at a single currency, so we can add and subtract each one of them. This is the format that you all know we use for multilateral netting. This is a famous format. Everyone uses it. Same format. You write amount owed by. Okay. Okay. What does owed by mean? When I say owed by Mehani, what does this mean? Owed by means who gives. Correct. Owed by means they have to pay. Owed by means they have to pay. Like if I say owed by Mehani, this means Mehani has to pay. Mehani has to pay it. Okay. Okay, sir, can you provide the Excel sheet in the group? Oh, can someone please do me a favor and forward it into the groups as well? Please, I will be very thankful. Any one of you, please forward the relevant files into the group as well, because some students are still struggling to download it from the drive. Anyway, so I just write all the amounts owed by. Now there are 3 parties, Imran, Oliveria, and Wiss. So we write all these 3 amounts as it is. Copy and paste. Okay, copy and paste. For example, amount owed by Mehani, and Mehani has to pay to Imran how much? 27.10. So Mehani has to pay 27.10 to Imran. Likewise, Mehani has to pay Oliveria 30.69. So Mehani has to pay 30.69 to Oliveria. Likewise, Mehani has to pay Yes 65.65 euros. So Mehani has to pay 65.65 euros to Yes. So you make this table. You make this table for all the companies, and there are 4 companies this time. Agreed? Now, this is the total. This is the total, the sum of owed by. The sum of owed by. Owed by means that this is the total that Mehani has to give to different companies. Likewise, this is the total of the amount Yes has to give to other companies, pay to other companies. Likewise, this is the total of what Imran has to pay to other companies. And for Oliveria, Oliveria does not need to give anything, any money to any company at all. Okay? So for Oliveria, owed by is at 0. Likewise, owed to column means you are receiving on the receiver's end. So Mehani has to receive 138 from Yes. You can check it over here as well. Yes has to pay Mehani 138. So if Yes has to pay Mehani, Mehani has to receive. So this is the column of what each company will receive. 138 represents the total that Mehani will receive. 95.42 is what Yes will receive. 44.12 is the total that Imran is going to receive. And 214.84 is the total amount that Oliveria is going to receive from different other companies. Are you all together? Now, this is the owed by that you have to pay, and this is the owed to that you will receive. So you will receive this, this company will receive this, Imran will receive 44.12, and Oliveria will receive 214.84. Do you all agree? This is a very, very, very simple working that you can very easily do. Okay? All right. Then if we net off, for example, Mehani has to receive 138 from different parties and has to pay 123.44. So the net amount is 14.56 receivable. I repeat, Mehani has to pay 138 to different parties and receive 123.44 from different parties. Sorry, pay 123.44 and receive 138. So the net amount for Mehani is 14.56 receivable. Do you all agree? Likewise, for Yes has to pay 248.49 to different parties and receive 95.42 from different parties. So it is at a net paying position of 147.07. Likewise, Imran has to pay 82.33 to different parties, and Oliveria is at the receiving end. Once you make this chart, then there will be some instructions in the question. For example, if you read over here, it says group policy. Group policy. What is the group policy? Group policy requires balances to be settled in the order that the company owing the largest amount in euros. Company owing the largest amount in euros settles first with the company owing the smallest amount in euros. Now, which company is owing the largest in euros? Which company is owing largest in euros? Which is the company that has to pay maximum amount? Maximum amount. Yes. Okay. So Yes will pay to the company that is at the receiving end with the lowest receiving end. So you can see that Yes will first pay to Mehani 14.56, and the remaining payment will be made to Oliveria. Okay. And then Imran will settle with Oliveria. Are we all together in step number 1? I don't think this is a difficult part. To be very honest, this were free 7 marks for you. Very easy 7 marks. And I personally don't feel that the recent past papers are difficult. If you pick last 4 or 5 attempts, you will see that the level of difficulty of AFM has significantly reduced. And if you pick the old past papers, you will feel puzzled, like they are very difficult. But the recent ones, very easy. Do you all agree? All good? Okay. Moving forward. Okay, then after this, what was happening? Today's date is 1st Feb. Mahoney company has found, okay, let's read the next part as well. Let's do the computational areas. We did B1. Now, B was prepare a report for the board of directors of Mahoney company. We will look into the theory and the format of the report and how you write the report and what must be the content of the report. But all the reports have appendix attached to it, correct? And appendix has the workings, the Excel workings. So right now we are checking the Excel workings. So it says calculate the impact on intra-group cash flows if multi-interacting is used to settle outstanding balances. We are done with this one, the computational area. Point number 2 is calculate the results of using the forward and future market to hedge the disposal proceeds from the divestment of Olivia. We know that Olivia was going to be disposed of. Agreed? So if Olivia was going to be disposed of, there might be some proceeds and you need to convert those proceeds into your local currency. You need to convert those proceeds into your local currency. Are we all together? Are we all together? And there are 2 products, forward and future. Forward and future. Okay? For this particular part. Okay, now carefully read with me. It says today's date is 1st Feb. Today's date is 1st of Feb. Today's date is 1st of Feb. Today is 1st of Feb. Mahoney company has found a buyer for its Brazilian subsidiary Oliveira company. The buyer is still negotiating the purchase price, but the current expectation is that the sale will generate net disposal proceeds of a foreign currency of BRL 650 million, which would be payable on 31st of July. Now count months between 1st Feb and 31st July. How many months? Count months between 1st of Feb and 31st July. 6 months, correct? There are 6 months, correct? So basically, you are worried that when after 6 months you will convert the foreign currency into local currency, you will receive less or more. What are you worried? You are worried that after 6 months, when you will receive the foreign currency and convert it into your home currency, you will receive less euros. Correct? This is why we do hedging. I hope you all know this concept. Okay. The treasury manager is concerned about the exposure to transaction risk and has identified the forward and future contract as possible methods of hedging the receipt. The case is for receipt. Okay, you are receiving foreign currency. You are receiver of foreign currency on the disposal of your subsidiary, and you need to convert it into euros. The following quotations have been obtained. Exchange rates quoted as BRL per euro. BRL per euro. So, spot rate. Let's discuss the spot rate. Can someone tell me what does 5.2091 represent? What is 5.2091? What is 5.2091? What is 5.2091? For example, if I go to the dealer, listen carefully, and I ask him that I have euro and I want BRL. Listen my sentence. Let's say I go to the dealer, I give him 1 euro. I go to the dealer and give him 1 euro. Will he give me 5.2091 BRL or will he give me 5.2171 BRL? I am saying, let's say on 1st of Feb, that is today, I go to the dealer and I give €1 to dealer. I give €1 to dealer and ask him to give me BRL. He will give me how many BRLs? 5.2091. He will give me less amount. The dealer always takes advantage. The dealer always takes advantage. So if you go and give him a euro today, he will give you 5.2091 BRL. But if I go to him and give him BRL and ask him for $1, he will ask me how many BRLs. How many BRL will he ask me? He will ask me to give him 5.2171 BRL if I want €1. Okay. So the you can easily remember this, that the dealer will always take advantage. The dealer will always be at advantage. If you go and ask him for €1, he will ask you for more BRL. But if you go and ask him that you want euro and you want to give BRL, he will ask more BRLs and vice versa. Like if I go and ask him that I want BRL for every €1, he will give me less BRL and ask for more. But spot rate is the date on 31st July, 1st Feb, which day? Spot rate means the rate at which date? Spot rate is the rate at which date? Spot rate is the rate today. Okay. So spot rate is the date for rate for today. Now, if I am receiving the foreign currency after 6 months, probably this rate is not beneficial for me. Okay. If I go for the forward contract, I can go for the forward contract. Under the forward contract, what will be the applicable rate? Tell me what will be the applicable rate. Do remember that I have to give BRL. I have to give him BRL. I have to give 650 million BRLs to the dealer and take euros. So he will ask me for more BRL for every €1, which means that the applicable rate will be 5.3117. Okay. The dealer always takes advantage. When you go to him with BRL and you tell him that you have 650 million BRL, which you need to convert into euros, for every €1, he will ask for more BRL from you. Okay. And in case of forward contracts, what is the property of forward contract? The rate gets locked today. So these were your disposal proceeds, 650 million. If you go for the forward contract, you simply divide 650 million by 5.3117. Are we all together? Any problems? If there are any problems, you can talk to me. Easy? Okay. So simply 650 million divided by 5.3117. Simply 650 million divided by 5.3117 will give you the amount that you will receive on 31st of July if you enter into a forward contract today. Under the forward contract, there is no exchange of currency today, but you commit that this will be the applicable rate when I come with 650 million BRL. Okay, so forward contract is clear for everyone. Okay, now let's come to futures. Now let's come to the futures. Okay, when I talk about futures, how many way can a future question come in your exam paper? Can someone tell me who has actually completed the important live sessions tab? I am emphasizing again and again, please do make sure that you complete the important live sessions tab from the portal. There are videos of 4 and 5 hours long. I know they are 5 hours long, but if watching them gets you perfect 25 to 35 or 40 marks, or even like this, in the last attempt, Forex was tested in a 50 marks question. So why not invest? Yes, excellent. Those who have studied, those who have completed the important live sessions tab in the last lessons, they know that there are two ways. The first one is lock-in rate. Okay. And the second method is leaving the original transaction at risk and trading in the future contracts. Now, if we talk about the second method, is the second method very commonly tested? No, it was tested in June 2022. And it is an examination pattern that after every 3 or 4 attempts, something gets repeated. For example, you can see that in this specific question, multilateral netting as it has got repeated from one of the recent past papers. So now since 2 years have passed, in 1 or 2 or 3, in any of the next 3 attempts, September 24, December 24, or March 25, they are going to repeat that same concept that was tested in 2022. That's why it is important that you do those lessons and you make a grip about the difference in the lock-in rate and what is the other method, leaving the transaction at risk and trading, buying and selling of futures, making a gain on buying and selling of futures. The other method is not applicable in all questions. It is applicable when there is certain more information given about the expected spot rate and the future trading rate on the date of the transaction. But generally that other method is not tested, but this does not mean that it cannot be or it will not be tested. Also, as I emphasized, it was tested in 2021 or 22, so it is due and it will be tested anytime very soon. Okay, so do watch those 5 or 4 hour sessions and do solve that particular question again and again. Read the wordings, compare it with some other question. You will realize what is the difference between the two questions, why we did that question differently. And if then you don't understand, I will solve it live in the upcoming live classes. So it is very important. Now moving on. Over here, we are giving currency future. Now this contract size is very important. Contract size is very important. Contract size is given in which currency? Contract size is given in euros. Okay, contract size is given in your local currency. So if contract size is in local currency, but you are receiving a foreign currency, you cannot divide 650 million by 500,000 to find the number of contracts. The currencies must match with each other. So it will not be like 650 million divided by 500,000 to find the number of contracts. Okay, I am back. Just give me a moment. Actually, there is electricity issue over here. I will be discussing this question as much as I can till the laptop charge permits, but let's hope for the best and solve it and try to discuss it. Okay. Is my voice audible? There might be voice distortions. There might be some voice distortions, but I hope that it is audible right now. Voice is good? Okay. Shall we proceed? All right. Let's see. Let's move on. So now tell me which specific future contract will we go for? Will we go for March? Will we go for June? Or will we go for September? We will go for September, correct? Which future, how do we decide which future contract we need to select? We go for the first future contract. We go for the first future contract after the transaction date. So your transaction date is 31st of July. Your transaction date is 31st of July. And we are going for the first future contract after the transaction date, which is September futures. Okay. Correct. And we can read over here as well. Future contracts can be assumed to mature at the month end. Basis can be assumed to diminish to zero at contract maturity at a constant rate based on monthly time intervals. The number of contracts to be used should be rounded to the nearest whole number in calculations. If the amount cannot be hedged using an exact number of future contract, the amount unhedged or overhead should be hedged using the forward market. Okay. Now let's check what we need to do further. All right. Let's come to this part. Let's come over here. Let's discuss this. If we talk about today is 1st Feb. Then we know that transaction date is 31st of July. Okay. Then if we are going for the September futures, we know the September futures value is 5.3427. Correct? Yes, same, Suman, same thing for every question. And today's spot rate is 5.2171. Today's spot rate is 5.2171. You can see it over here, 5.2171. Okay. So basically what is happening is that transaction date is 6 months from now. Transaction date is 6 months from now. And the future expiry date is 8 months from now. The future expiry date is 8 months from now. So what you effectively do is that you take the difference and you divide it by the number of months. So you get to know what is the reduction per month. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree? We take the difference 5.3427 and 5.2171, and there are 8 months. So we divide it by 8 to get to know, so that we get to know what is the reduction per month or the increase per month. Over here is the value of 5.2171 increasing every month by 0.0157 or decreasing? Is the value increasing or decreasing? The value is actually increasing every month, correct? And the transaction date is 31st of July. Eventually, you can say 1st of August. So I kept increasing it by 0.0157, 0.0157, 0.0157 every month and got up with 5.3113. Understood? Any problem? Any problem, please tell. Okay. So this is how you work out the lock-in rate, which is 5.3113. Yes, you can do different. There are different possible treatments which you can follow. You can do any one of the various techniques available. This is your lock-in rate, which can be used to convert the 650 million BRL into euros. Okay. We know that 5.2171 will become 5.3427 in 8 months. So we divide it by 8. We get to know what is the monthly increase. And then we incorporate the monthly increase over here and get up to 5.3113, which is known as lock-in rate. Okay. How many of you are clear over here? Because I need to be a bit hurried. You already have these concepts on the portal, and once you cover the lessons, you will easily be able to manage them. Okay, now we know that the expected receipts in terms of euros is how much? 650 million BRL divided by the lock-in rate. 650 million BRL divided by the lock-in rate, which means 650 million divided by 5.3113 will give you 122380584. Clear on this one as well? Okay. And then the contract size is 500,000. So this gives us a number of contracts. Okay, why not September? We did take the September futures, but we took the concept of lock-in rate. Khalid, you probably need to cover the lessons. It is a very basic concept. We are using the lock-in rate. There are two methods, correct? So take your time. Once you do the concepts of hedging, you will be easily able to understand them. Okay, so this is 244.76, which means we will need to go for whole contracts. We are going to go for 245 contracts. Okay. Are we clear on number of contracts? There is a slight over hedging. Instead of 244.76, we are going for 245 contracts because contracts can be in whole numbers only. Swati, go for the closest one. So for example, if it is 244.76, you will go for 245. Okay, go for the nearest whole number. Ankit, it is on portal. There is a long video, 3 or 4 hours long. You will need to watch that particular video, as I have highlighted many times. That concept was tested a couple of years back. Okay, now what is the amount hedged? 245, number of contracts, into 500,000, number of euros, into the exchange, the applicable rate, gives us BRL 650,634,250. Okay, this is simply multiplication of three things: 245 into 500,000 into 5.3113. Do you guys understand this as well? Any issues over here? Okay. Now, what is happening? Actually, try to understand this. If you go for 245 contracts, listen carefully. Okay, that's a separate thing. Now, listen carefully, listen carefully, listen carefully. If you go for 245 contracts, you need 650,634,250 BRL. If you go for 245 contracts, and want those to be converted into euros, you need this much BRL. Try to understand, you were converting BRL into euros. But if you want to go for 245 contracts of 500,000 euros each, and the applicable exchange rate is 5.3113, this means that you need 650,634,250 BRL. Do you guys understand this? You need this much BRL. You need this much BRL, the foreign currency. You need this much BRL. You need this much foreign currency. But what is the problem over here is that, do we have 650,634,250 BRL with us? Will we have this much BRLs with us? Will we have this much amount? No, we will not have this much amount with us. Okay, we will not have this amount with us. How much amount will we have? How much amount will we have? We will have 650 million only, which means that there is an overhedging of 634,250. Now, since we are converting a foreign currency into a local currency, for 245 contracts to proceed, we need 650,634,250 BRL. But since we only have 650 million BRL, we will need to buy these BRLs or sell them. Okay, Dominic, if you go for 244 contracts, then there will be an under hedging which needs to be converted into forward rate. And go for the contracts that are closest. We will need to buy these BRL. Understand the thing that the dealer is saying, bring 650,634,250 BRL, bring 650,634,250 BRL to me, so that I give you euros. Okay, the dealer is saying, bring this much BRL if you want to go for 245 contracts. So from the disposal of the subsidy, you are not getting enough, so you need to buy these BRLs. Okay, and we will actually buy them on the spot rates of that particular day. But are the spot rates of 31st July given to us in the question, or is there any sort of instruction? Over here it says, if the amount cannot be hedged using an exact number of future contracts, the amount unhedged or overhead should be hedged using the forward market. So actually, we need to use the forward market in this question. Okay, and the forward market rate is given to you. Okay, we have a couple of questions. We will buy on a spot. Okay, when calculating the number of contracts, why don't we use the spot rate to translate the BRL to euro instead of the lock-in rate? Ahmed, try to understand that the applicable rate will be the lock-in rate. This is the net rate. Ahmed, have you seen the lecture which differentiates between lock-in rate and the other method in which you leave the transaction at risk and have a gain or a loss on the difference of futures? The spot rate is the rate for today. You are not going to convert it to today. You are going to convert it on the date, which is 31st July. Okay. So actually we are going to buy these. We need BRL 634250 to complete the contract, and we will buy these at 5.3042. Now why 5.3042? Because the question is stated that you will use the future rate. How do you know we have to use lock-in rate or other? Okay, Shifa, again, I will repeat once again. Please watch the important live sessions tab, all the lessons in the important live sessions tab. Especially watch the last 4 videos of 3 or 4 hours each. You will be able to differentiate. In case of the other method, you are provided the future rates on the both the transaction date and initial. Okay, if question is not clear, whether you have to use the forward date for the remaining amount under or overhedged. Number one, you will see if the expected spot rate on transaction is given, use that. If the expected spot rate on transaction or is not given, you will go for the forward rate. Okay, why 5.3042? First tell me, do we want BRL? We want BRL, correct? We want BRL, correct? Now these are the two rates. If we want BRL, we will give dealer €1 and he will give us less BRL. Correct? We will give €1 to the dealer and he will give us less BRL, which is 5.3042. Agreed? Agreed, SNM? Yes. If we give €1 to dealer, he is going to give us less BRL. So this will be 5.3042. Agreed? Okay, now receipts from the future markets will be simply 245 into 500,000. 245 is the number of contracts, and each contract brings you 500,000 euros. And then there is a payment in the forward market to buy the overaged BRL, and the net outcome stands at 122380425. Okay, are we all clear? Quickly, guys, because the laptop battery sounds 12 minutes more. Okay. I will try to change the laptop, but I think it will be really difficult for me. Anyways, let's hope for the best. All right. So the net outcomes come to be 122380425. Okay. Now there is one more step about the currency swap. Let's discuss it quickly before we move to the theoretical area. The next part was Amasia's currency is the Amasian dollars, which is currently trading at $12 per euro. The investment proposal represents the first phase of a long-term regeneration project. You all remember that there is a contract, correct? You all agree? You all agree with this one? Okay, the question said that you have an investment opportunity. Assume Mehane company will complete the work for the first phase immediately at an investment cost of $1,800 million, and then operate the port for the first 3 years in return for an annual operating fee. This fee is based on the expected volume of traffic through the port. At the end of the 3rd year, ownership of the project will be transferred to the Amasian government in return for $2,900. Okay, so there is an initial investment. After this initial investment, there are certain cash flows, and then there is a cash inflow because you are selling the venture. The finance director therefore expects the project to generate the following inflation-adjusted cash flows. These are the inflation-adjusted cash flows that are given to you in year number 1, 2, 3. Net operating fees post-tax 90, 92, and 94. Okay, 90, 92, and 94. And then transfer proceeds of 2,900. So I have drafted all the cash flows in the Amasian currency. Agreed? 1,800 is an outflow, then 90, 92, 94, and then 2,900 million inflows. Do you all agree with this particular working? Hurry up, guys, quickly. Okay. Then we also have these amounts with us. Correct? So it is negative 1,800, 90, 92, and 2,994. Agreed? Okay. All right. After this, you convert it into euros. Now there was one clause which said you can go for the swap. Okay. The board intends to finance the project with a loan, but the treasury manager is concerned about the foreign exchange risk of the project. Many companies bank has suggested arranging a currency swap with another company. The swap will be for the initial investment cost with a swap of principal immediately and then a swap back in 3 years' time. Both swaps will be at today's spot rate of $12 per euro 1. Now, what happens under the swap? Can someone tell me what happens under the swap arrangement? What happens under the swap arrangement? Can someone tell me what actually happens under the swap arrangement? You convert one currency into the other. Okay. It is a currency swap. It is a currency swap. Correct? What happens under a currency swap? Two parties decide to exchange the principal between them. Correct? Two parties decide to exchange principal between themselves initially and then at some point later. Two parties decide to exchange the principal initially and at some point later. So actually what will happen is that there will be an exchange of currency today and at year number 3. And what will be the applicable swap rate? What will be the applicable swap rate basically? Will there be any applicable swap rate? Read it carefully. Yes, $12. $12 is the exchange rate today, correct? Okay, further it is also mentioned that the expected annual inflation rates are as follows. You are given with the inflation rates. Inflation rates in euros and Amasia are. Okay, Ahmed, please make you me host. Ahmed Molim, Zoom has made you host. Okay. So can you please transfer the host rights to me? Okay. Thank you so much. Actually, if there is a break or a disconnection, Zoom makes some other person the host. Okay. All right. So we are back actually. And we can proceed. Just give me one moment, 1 minute. All right. Please read the question. I have to do some settings, some changes. Just give me 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Are you all together? Let's start. Let's move forward. All good? All right. So we were over here and we were discussing the currency swap area. Okay. The currency swap area where we were discussing this area. Now, actually, what happened is that this 1800, for these 1800, we paid $150 at $12 per euro. Agreed? It will take a couple of minutes to pick momentum. We were over here and we entered into a swap deal. Under the swap arrangement, these $1,800 are converted at $12 per euro. So effectively, we pay 150 euros to someone, and that particular someone gives us $1,800. In some way, currency swap is a private exchange rate. It can be between two parties at any particular rate, correct? Regardless of what is going into the market. So the other party agreed that they will provide us $1,800 in Amasia, and I provide them 150 euros today in the country I am. So this is what happened, and effectively I spent 150 euros as an investment. Is this clear? Okay. I have also calculated the predicted or the expected exchange rates. Initial exchange rate was $12 per euro. And then you simply use the purchasing power parity. You inflate the dollars with the dollar inflation rate and euro with the euro inflation rate. So 12 is the dollars. So dollar into 1.23 divided by 1.08. Then the previous amount multiplied by the new inflation rates and then the previous amount multiplied by the new inflation rates. So you get the rates for each of the years over here. Is this clear as well? Is this good enough? Okay, now what will happen finally is that you received $90 at year one. You convert them into euros at the exchange rate of 13.67. Likewise, for the second year, you receive 92. You convert it at the exchange rate that you have just calculated, which is 15.51. So this is the story of first 2 years. Now, at the third year, you are receiving $2,994. But over here, so swap is only for only principal. Why we use 12 further? No, we have not used 12 for the rest of the years. The spot rate for today was $12 per euro as well. Okay, Kamran? The spot rate today was $12 per euro as well. So actually, the spot rate and the currency swap rate today was same. It can be same, it can be different, but the question is stated that the spot rate today is $12 per euro 1. I have used this working to calculate the expected exchange rates for every year. Okay. All right. Now for the third year, even though you are receiving $2,994, but all these dollars will not be converted at the prevailing exchange rate of 17.94. You entered into a swap deal under which someone gave you $1,800. You gave them 150 euros. At the third year, the other party is asking to give them $1,800 again because the swap is ending, and you are expected to receive 150 against the first $1,800 of this 2,994. Do you agree? And the remaining amount, 2,994 minus 1,800, what remains? Okay, let me repeat. This is the total amount 2,994 that you receive. Agreed? This is the total amount of dollars. Agreed? First tell me, are you clear? This 2,994 is in dollars. These are the total dollars that you receive. What is the exchange rate today? 1 euro is equals to $17.94. Will we use this exchange rate to convert entire amount? No. Why? Because there was a swap arrangement. If you read over here, the board intends to finance the project with a loan, but the treasury manager is concerned about the foreign exchange risk of the project. Mahoney Company's bank has suggested arranging a currency swap with another company. The swap will be for the initial investment cost with a swap of principal immediately and then a swap back in 3 years' time. So read this. Your swap arrangement was that you will give 150 today, receive $1,800 from the other company, which you will invest in this project. But at the end of 13 years, at the end of third year, a reversal will occur. Reversal means that you will give $1,800 back to the company who provided you 150 euros, and you will receive 150 euros. Swap is for the amount of initial investment, which means $1,800 against 150 euros. Read again. The question says the swap will be for the initial investment cost, which is $1,800 with a swap of principal immediately at year zero, at year zero, at year zero, the other party will give you $1,800. You will give them 150 euros. And then a swap back, a swap back, a swap back in 3 years' time. Okay. So there are two things. You swap euro into dollar today, and you swap back the dollars into euros. Okay. So today you received $1,800, you gave 150 euros. After 3 years, there is a swap back, you receive 150 euros and you give $1,800 out of this 2,994 to the other party. Agree? Are we clear? So now actually what happens is that you are left with how much? 2,994 minus 1,800. What will you be left with? Tell me. What will you be left with? Yes, and that 1,194 will be converted at 17.94. That particular amount of 1,194 will be converted at 17.94. Are we clear? Are we clear? Repeat it again. Okay, this is the total dollars that you are receiving. I've also mentioned it over here. The first $1,800 are under the swap arrangement. So against the $1,800, you receive 150 euros. Safan, are you with me? For the first $1,800, you receive 150 euros. Now, how many more dollars are you receiving? How many more dollars are you left with? 2,994 minus 1,800 will give you 1,194. That 1,194 is out of the swap arrangement converted at the prevailing rate. Okay. So 1,194 divided by 17.94, which is your conversion rate for the day. Agreed? Good enough? Okay. So now these are the cash flows finally, and you calculate the net present value. The discount rate given is 16%. Let me show it to you. The relevant discount rate for the project is 16% nominal. So this means that you simply discount all the cash flows at 16% and you calculate the net present value. Okay. Is currency swap in recent past paper always only for principal? I believe yes, but it can be anything. We cannot make a single rule, but I believe yes, it is about the principle only. It is not tested very frequently, not a frequent thing. Okay, now this was one thing. What was the other thing under consideration? Mahoney Company's chief executive officer questioned whether the currency swap rate in 3 years would be beneficial based on the expected future directions of the exchange rate. As an alternative to the currency swap, he suggested using a 3 years currency option for the purpose of hedging the final year 3 cash flows based on an option premium of 11 million euros, which is payable immediately. The exercise price of that currency option is $14.1 per euro 1. So the second thing under consideration is that we don't go for currency swap. Instead of currency swap, what we do? We go for an option. But in case of currency options, you will have to pay a premium today and there is an exercise date. So if you look over here, basically, this 150 will remain as it is because the current exchange rate is $12, 7 as it is, 6 as it is, same workings. You will have a premium cost today as well. So your total outflow today will not be 150, it will be 161. But at the end of third year, you will exercise, if you exercise the option of converting the dollars into euros, the exercise price is 14.1. So you exercise the option, and once you exercise the option, you receive this. No, Mehvesh, it is not specific to swap. If you read over here, it is today's spot rate. Okay. They said that the swaps will take place at today's spot rate, but actually they are today's spot rate. All right. Okay, now let's read the requirements once again. The first part is explained why countries might impose protectionist measures on imports and the possible economic benefits if Asia forms a customs union with its neighboring countries. 7 marks. You have to discuss about protectionist measures and you have to discuss about the customs union. Part B. Okay, we can lapse the option if we are receiving less, but the expected exchange rate is 17.94, which means for every euro we give 17.94 euros. So will you exercise the option or let the option lapse based on expected spot rate? The expected spot rate as calculated is $17.94 per euro, and the exercise price is $14.1 per euro. Understood, Lakshya? You need to convert dollars into euros. So obviously you will pay $14.1 for every euro and convert. Agreed? Okay. Now it says, prepare a report for the board of directors of Mahani Company, which calculates the impact on intra-group cash flows if multilateral netting is used to settle the outstanding balance. We already know that. Calculate the results of using the forward and future market to hedge the disposal proceeds from the divestment of Oliveria. We did that. Briefly discuss using the results from parts 1 and 2 above the advantages and disadvantages of the policy to settle the intra-group balances, whether the forward or future markets will be a better choice to hedge Oliveria Company's disposal proceeds. This is a theoretical part. 4. Compare the net present value in euro of the regeneration project in Amasya when either the currency swap or the currency option is used to hedge the project's cash flows. We did that right now. 5. Discuss using the results from part 4 above whether the currency swap or currency options will be a better choice to hedge the risk associated with the project in Amasya. Assumptions made when estimating the regeneration project's NPV, whether the regeneration project should be undertaken. 8 marks, and then professional marks 10. We did all these workings and I hope you all have these sheets with you. I hope you all are also added in the public WhatsApp group. And I hope you have linked to the drive as well. Is there any student who is still not added into the WhatsApp group or is a student who has just joined for the webinars? Please do make sure that you WhatsApp me on my number so that you get added into the relevant WhatsApp group and you receive all the files and the folder in which we have content. We have now covered the computational aspect of this question and we have to move to the theoretical area. Are we all together? Can we proceed and move to the theoretical area now? Okay. Those students who have joined us today, please do make sure that you WhatsApp me and make sure that I add you into the relevant WhatsApp group as well. Okay. I will try responding some students right now. If you have texted me, let me know. I will give you a WhatsApp group link, a Google Drive link to download content and everything. Okay. All right. So now it is time that we move to the theoretical area, correct? So for theoretical area, again, I have shared a summary. You all have that summary with you. Let's go through this summary document. Okay. Again, this is first summary. First, let's look into the summary and then after that, we will look into the ACC answer. If you talk about summary, it says rationale for protectionist measures. Protectionist measures restrict the demand for imported products and hence protect the local industries and workers from foreign competition. Protectionist measures help infant industries grow and develop without threat from international competition. The tax revenue derived from imposing import tariffs is a source to reduce the budget deficit, and protectionist measures also reduce trade deficit. These were the concerns of the country under consideration. Agreed? I have written it in bullet form. You are expected to write 2 to 3 sentences, short paragraphs. Okay? I have written them in bullet points and I have provided bullet points of this question, the next question 2, question 3, and many other past paper bullet points are on your Google Drive just to make things easy for you so that when you read the ACC answer a couple of times, you can memorize something at least. But in the exam, you will write short paragraphs of 2 to 3 sentences for every 1 mark. Okay, 1 mark, you write 2 to 3 sentences of 1 paragraph. Okay, trade deficit means imports more, more imports and less exports. Trade deficit is more imports, you are importing more and there are less exports. So you need to reduce that. This was a problem stated in the question. Now, benefits from customs union. Custom union creates a trading bloc which removes protectionist measures on imports from one country to other countries within the bloc. The key benefit is an increase in trade and economic growth across the bloc as a whole, and this in turn should help with easing unemployment problem. Companies operating within a customs union gain access to substantially larger market, creating cost advantage due to the economies of scale. It is like you club in 3 or 4 countries together. Those 3 or 4 countries together do not trade outside those countries. So whatever business is within those countries, there are more jobs created. Mostly the countries are neighboring countries. So for example, if one person wants, they can move to the neighboring country to work. Agree? So actually it is a small world that you create. And you say that we will trade, we will be open to trade, but within these XYZ countries. Any of you has experienced this in your own country? Anyone online who have a policy whose country adopts such a policy? They make a okay, yes, carry come. Okay. So actually it is a small world, East African community. Okay, that's good to listen. So actually every trade and employment and everything is rotating between 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 countries, and you can import but from those countries only. Agree? All right. Now there was a question from one student. What must be the format for the report? You can either use the format that you learned in SBL, because in some of the recent past paper answers, they use the format to, from, date, subject. But mostly the format that you will find in AFM questions is a bit different. What is that format? They just write report to the board of directors of Mahane company or whatever company it is. Then there is an introduction paragraph. In the introduction paragraph, they mention what are the contents of the report. For example, this report discusses X problem, Y problem, Z problem. This report discusses the intra-group transactions and the investment opportunity in Asia, and how to divest and how to convert the foreign currency into the local currency using future or forwards XYZ. Correct? So the introductory paragraph or the introduction paragraph is based on introduction heading is based on 2 or 1 paragraph or 4 or 5 lines. Agreed? Then depending upon what is the requirement of the main question, you will write body. For example, over here, one of the requirement was to discuss the intra-group settlements. Okay, if we are writing from, then do we want to mention? No. Never ever do this mistake. You don't have to, you never disclose your identity in ACCA exam paper. Otherwise, they are going to love you and call you again. Okay, don't write your name. Leave it blank. Follow what is being followed in the recommended answers. Never ever write down your name, or they will call you again next time. If you want to go to them next time again, yes, in that case, write your name and properly bold, italic, underline, and highlight it. Yes, see, Khalid did it last time, and he's here with you guys. So, Khalid, how do you feel? I hope you will not write it again this time. Okay. Intra-group settlements. Okay, but if you did not do it last time, don't do it this time, okay? Yes, there are other bad lucks as well. Yes, yes, Dominic, you can have this specific document, and also I also uploaded it on the drive. Anyways, let's come back. Introduction. Okay. Then intra-group settlement, this was one thing. Mention the outcome of intra-group settlement and refer appendix. Okay. All right. Now, your main Excel file and the Word file will be separate documents, correct? So, whenever you are giving reference to some amount, you will write as per appendix 1, or in brackets, you write refer appendix 1, working 1. Okay. Then you were supposed to list down some benefits of multilateral netting: reduces number of cross-border transfers, saves transaction cost. Any risk of non-payment is also spread across the group. If some party is not paying others, everyone will get to know that he is a defaulter. Okay. Potential problems associated with multilateral netting. What are the problems? There may be legal issues to consider because some countries impose restrictions on multilateral netting to protect their financial sector. Can I use all the calculating in one appendix? No, not recommended. It may distort your or reduce your professional marks. Okay, so sir, if the question is asking for government, so should we also discuss that? Lakshya, it depends. Generally, in question one is always of report. Okay, question one is always of report. So in question one, you have to give references. But in question number 2 or 3, if there is something which says discuss your net present value calculations or something, yes, you have to give the reference. Can we say refer the Excel worksheet? No. You cannot say refer Excel worksheet. Make life of examiner easy. Tell him specifically where it is written, properly labeled in your Excel file, so that he goes to the Excel sheet and directly goes to the place where you want him to look at. If you write refer to the Excel sheet, he will have to look throughout the sheet everywhere. Okay. So be careful. Okay. Sir, please, do you lose profit if you don't bring date to? No, you don't, because the format that I have placed on the screen is the format that the examiner has recently followed. Multi-layered examiner recontractor. Yes, you can write different things. Reinvoicing. Okay. Thank you, sir. I was also okay. Appendix looks better, right? Of the report or under the looks better. Okay. Appendix will be a separate document. Dominic, you will be giving your exam on the CBE platform. I hope you are aware that there is a separate place for word processor and spreadsheet. It is going to be an absolutely different document. Yes, Suman, you will give reference like this. So for each Excel part, we have to give different. Yes, you have to. Okay, let's move on. I will show you how they actually do this working. All right, moving forward, potential problems, settlement. Okay, we have discussed this. Hedging of Olivia Company's disposal proceeds. Mention appendix that discuss results of forward and future and the advantages and disadvantages as well. Then there was a regeneration project. You discuss the currency swap and currency option treatments. Mention outcome. Discuss NPV and option and contract. Why is settlement can be made at any forward date or drawback? Okay, if someone tells you I will settle your account, but when I am about to die, how will you feel? For example, if you have to receive $500,000 from someone and they tell you that yes, I will pay, I will settle, but after 10 years, after 15 years, isn't it a problem? Correct? So it's a drop from it. Yes, you can say, but overall group budgets and group cash flow positions will also be impacted. Correct? Anyways, then this assumption part. Okay, this assumption is asked almost always, 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 always. And when you go to the Google Drive and when you download such summaries, I have prepared summaries for each of the previous attempts as well. Correct? I hope you all have downloaded the summaries. This similar summary document is available for all 3 questions of 2024 and many other past exam papers, at least 15 to 20 exam papers. So when you read the summary documents, in one of the documents, I have highlighted all the assumptions. Assumptions is a very, 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 very common feature of your report. So please learn assumptions as it is. Okay? Like we assume that the project is for 4 years. We assume that discount rate will always remain constant. Then if there is sales revenue growth rate, we assume that sales will grow at a constant rate every year. Then if there is a tax rate of 30% or 20%, you write, we assume that tax rate will remain same at 20% for the entire project. Then if there is perpetuity concept, if there are perpetuity concepts, I hope you all now know what is perpetuity, when the cash flows keep on growing every year or when there are perpetual same cash flows. So you write, we have assumed that there will be perpetual cash flows even after 4th year. So you write these assumptions. Now, these assumptions are very, very common when you read the ACC answer. For example, when you will look into. All right. Okay, Ahmed, have you bought some shares in Zoom? Zoom likes Ahmed. Okay. Maybe it is the first name in alphabetical order. No, 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 no. It is not the first name in alphabetical order even. Abhishek is the first name. Ahmed is somewhere in the middle. Okay. Anyways, Zoom likes him. So moving forward. All right. Are we all clear till now? All right. Moving on. Okay. In conclusion, we will not write any date. Okay. Leave it as it is. Follow the format that is being followed. So can we write these assumptions as a questioning mind? Yes. But they must be correct. So ideally, you learn them from the past papers. Okay. There are some assumptions available in the past papers that you can write as it is. Okay. No report compiled by. If you check the ACC answer, I will let me give me 2 minutes. I will show you the ACC answer as well. Okay. So let me open the ACC suggested answer for March 2024 as well. Okay, here you go. Can you guys see the answer? This is the detailed answer for the first part, the protectionist measures and the customs union. And then check the ACC answer. A short introduction, okay, of 1 paragraph. Then read this reference. According to Appendix 1. If I talk the inputs one by one, yes, you will. Okay, appendix 1, and then there are calculations. Then benefits of multilateral netting. Now do remember, do you write bullet points in the report? Do you write bullet points? Yes or no? No, you will not write any bullet points. Okay, short paragraphs of 2 to 3 sentences. Short paragraphs of 2 to 3 sentences. Okay, not longer than that, not shorter than that. You can see ACC answer. For example, if we come to the potential problems associated with multilateral netting, yes. Okay, so now again, you see a short paragraph of 3 or 4 sentences, probably highlighting a certain issue, moving forward. Short paragraph, 3 or 4 sentences, then again a short paragraph of 3 or 4 sentences, and so on. Okay, should be spent on the half of the time, that is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay. Okay, now if you move down, you can see how ACCA labels the appendix. Okay, they specifically write appendix number 1 for the first working. Then they wrote appendix number 2 for the second working and also named the appendix. Now do remember that the person who is checking your copies, your submissions, they have a great volume. Okay, so make their life easy, they will make your life easy. Okay, generally 5 marks are allocated for assumption. It's 1.4 mark per minute. 1.8, sorry. Sir, you start the paper with text not very required. So should be. Okay, Khalid, that depends upon you. Many people feel that they must start with required. I myself feel that you can read the question, so that actually what happens is that when you read the requirement, listen, you will struggle in the theory. Why? Because when you read the requirement, your brain will focus on the computational requirements a lot. You will always be thinking, okay, we have to do NPV working. Let me find the NPV amount. Okay, we have to do the forward working. But when you read it like a story once, without knowing the requirements, you will give equal importance to everything. Correct? So when you start with the question like a scenario and you give equal importance to reading everything, your mind is not focused at one place. You will feel easy while answering the theory. For theory, if you are someone who struggles in writing theory, I suggest you read the scenario first, requirement after that. But if you are someone who easily manages theory, and it is difficult for you to do the computational area, you read the requirement first and then the question. Okay. And many people in this specific paper fail by 4 or 5 marks because they struggle in theory area more, comparatively more. That you must have also noticed. Okay. So if you are someone who hates theory, if you think that theory is a difficult or a challenging task for you, read the question as a story and after that go to the requirement. Because if you directly read the requirement first, there will be some computational part and then your brain will stop whenever there is a amount written in the main scenario. And you will keep noting it. And you will keep thinking, okay, I have to calculate NPV, what are the cash inflows, outflows, discount rate. Your brain stops. Okay. Anyways, whatever you are comfortable with, you can go with that. Okay, then we had lock-in rate, and these are all the workings that we have already discussed. So this was your first question. Yesterday we did question number 2, and we also did question number 3 as well. All right. So now let's have some general discussion. Let's have some general discussion. Let me share the Excel file once again. Okay. Might be they check our exam through it. This time I will go through with your okay. I don't think because there might be more than one correct answer, so there must be yes. Okay. Can you show the ACC answer? We were discussing ACC answer, dear. The document, the PDF that was in front of you was ACCA answer. Okay, now when we talk about recent 4 or 5 attempts, how many of you are still completing content from the portal? You all know that now we will do some general discussion. Important live sessions tab is something you cannot ignore. Okay. Then there are March 23, June 23, and September 23 live classes, which have a lot of content. Then there is one tab which says recent game changers and webinars. You will find it as well. And then there are past paper tabs like past paper December 2020, past paper June 2022, then past paper December 2023, and so on. So if you are good with the concepts, if you know the concepts, you now don't need to do the conceptual lessons, but you need to focus on these tabs specifically. The most important is the important live sessions tab. The rest have practice material. Okay. Today we did June 2024. Also, did you guys listen to Rama Lakshmi and Lamia? We had 3 national possessions this time, correct? For AFM. Adam from Zimbabwe, Lamia from Oman, and Rama Lakshmi from Sri Lanka. So Rama Lakshmi gave an interview as well. If you have time, do listen to her. It is in the September 2024 reset orientation. And I guess in the September 2023 2024 orientation, I saw also called a student who got 86 marks in her country. Also, there are 2 documents that I shared, which tell you what Rama Lakshmi and Lamia did in the last 1 month. What was their focus? What did they cover? How did they recap or revise? For example, Rama Lakshmi, I think got 80 or something 82. I don't actually remember. Lamia got somewhere around 70. And Lamia was a working individual. Okay. She was working as well. So do you read those documents to get an idea about how you have to proceed? Now we are done. Okay, sir, before the live session, there are individual question, videos after chapter 20 should be. Okay, first of all, first priority, Shaina, will be to cover the important live session step. So will you upload short video explaining callers with an example? Okay, Catherine, although it is included in the important live sessions tab, but once you are doing the recent past papers, if you come across any caller's question, do let me know. I will share the video solution of that particular exact question. Recent caller questions are very easy. Okay. All right. One more thing. We did June 2024. We are done with it. Okay. If you move backwards, you find December 23, June 23. How many of you are done with these papers? Is there someone who is done with these 3 papers? Great. Now, if you do the last 5-6 attempts, if you check the last 5-6 attempts, you will feel that these are very easy, correct? As compared to the old past papers. No, many are done, Khalid. Many students are already done with it. Okay, many students are already done doing that. Okay. So please, people, keep practicing. There might be problems, but you have to come over the problems. We are having a mock exam coming ahead. There will be grand revision, mock debrief. These are upcoming sessions. Each one will be of probably 2 hours each, where we will discuss different topics, questions as well. Okay. Now, is there anything you guys want to talk to me about? Do let me know. Okay, Ishita, date for mock, you can consult management. I believe they are going to announce tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Probably it is around 25th of August. Where can we find videos of important questions given in secret sauce? Okay, Pooja, secret sauce question videos, all are not available. Some of them are available, but actually I want you to do them at the end yourself. Test yourself. There are 16 questions, which means 5 past papers. Read them, but try to do them yourself first. Intentionally, I am not sharing video solutions of those secret sauce questions, but yes, you will do yourself and test yourself and see where you stand. Trust me, those questions are old questions. Those 16 questions in secret sauce are very old, but they are very difficult as well. But if someone is able to do them, they will not struggle with the recent AFM past papers at all. Okay, anything else anyone wants to discuss? So is it enough doing what we are doing in live sessions from now on, or should we do something else? Okay, Kamran, if you are done with these important live sessions tab, these areas, do the secret sauce or redo the same questions. Also, you must read what Lamia and Rama Lakshmi did. It is going to give you a better student's point of view. As a teacher, I will tell you keep studying. Okay. But as a student, you will think that you have very limited time, especially if you are a working individual. So it is better that you think from an student's angle and you look what the successful candidates, what the national position holders did. So these 16 questions are available at Drive. Yes, they are available. All the PDF files are available. When you go to the past paper folder at the Drive as well as the portal, everywhere. Okay. All right, Kamran. So do these 2 papers as well. Video solutions are available. Oh yes, one more thing. Don't miss out September 22. September 22 was also available. September 2022 paper was also available. Those videos of national holders. Okay, Safan, the interview of Rama Lakshmi is available in September 2024 reset orientation on VIFHE YouTube. And the document in which I have documented the responses of certain questions has been circulated in registered students WhatsApp group today morning. Sir, after content, should I start with current topics you shared? You can do the recent past papers and do as many past papers as much as possible. So I kindly confirm that from now onwards, you have to watch the lectures, you have to practice by own. Secondly, it depends if you feel your lectures are completed and if you think that you are able to do the past papers on your own, just try to do the 16 questions in secret sauce a couple of times and last 4 or 5 attempts couple of times. Okay, Simrita, you can WhatsApp me. I will share the link with you and then I will float all the documents once again. But do WhatsApp me right now so that I add you on time. Yes, Khalid, if you feel you have sufficient concepts, you can start with June 24, then December 23, then June 23 and move backwards for 4 or 5 attempts and do the secret sauce, the 16 questions in secret sauce. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, I hope I have clarified everything. So we did 2 questions yesterday. We did 1 question today. June 2024 past paper was not available in video form. We have solved it. Can you use the following for? Yes, you can. It is actually same thing. You are dividing the difference by 8, multiplying it by 6, and adding it directly. I multiplied it by 1, calculated the monthly difference, and then added it 6 times. Past 5 attempts secretly applied for the next days. Yes, Harshita, if you do those, I believe you will be able to handle the exam paper. Okay. All right. Anyways, best of luck. My advice is that you all are going to clear. There is no doubt you all are doing hard work, but keep up and keep doing the hard work till very last moment. Okay. Yes, sure. VIFHE AFM person. Okay, Suman, last time we are exactly not able to calculate the passing ratio because there are so many students. But last time, at least, you can say around, because there are some inactive and there are some active students. Last time, around 75 or 80 messages were received by me only about the passing. I can share you the passing results, and there were 3 national positions as well. Okay, so every time we have multiple, not one, more than one national positions. Last time we had national position from Zimbabwe, Oman, and Sri Lanka. Every time we have positions, and then a lot of students do pass. But you have to be very focused and keep studying till the last day, because there are also students who don't pass. That this is the reality. This is a professional exam. Okay. So for one more time, can you go over what a spot rate or forward rate to choose and if to okay. Eminent for this, I just shared a sheet in the morning. Did you guys look into the documents that I shared today morning? I shared some 31 documents today morning discussing different topics and different things. Correct? Can you guys open your WhatsApp, and there is a document which says which exchange rate to select. Emmanuel, can you see that document? Let me tag you. I have tagged you. If you check the WhatsApp group, it will say which exchange rate to select. Okay. So actually there are around 70 to 80 files. I have shared 31 only, but these are the queries. These are the recurring queries. These are the queries that come up to me in every attempt. Emmanuel, can you see? I have tagged you in the WhatsApp group with that particular document. Okay. So do read that document. You will get an idea. All right. And those students who have just joined us, I will reshare the documents as well. Also, one more thing, there are certain live sessions available free of cost on YouTube. You guys know about that? Do you guys know that there are some live sessions, some live classes available free of cost for those who are not enrolled? In the last webinar, let me show you something. Just give me a minute. Okay, how many of you struggle with mergers and acquisitions area? Do you guys struggle in mergers and acquisitions area? Okay. Actually, in June 2024, I conducted a 2 days webinar session. And in June 2024, I discussed mergers and acquisitions area. Okay. Now, one important aspect that I discussed was share for share exchange ratio. A couple of times in past paper, share for share exchange ratio question is asked. So I discussed share for share exchange ratio, and also I discussed demerger. Sometimes they ask demerger or splitting of a company. So I discussed demerger as well. Okay, what is demerger? Demerger is the reverse process. There is a one big large company and it is splits into two companies. Okay. Yes, it is possible, Saklen. Then there is a past paper concept known as implied PE ratio. How many of you are aware about implied PE ratio? Do you guys know what is implied PE ratio? How many of you know what is implied PE ratio? This was tested around like 6 or 7 attempts, if I am not wrong, or maybe more than that, some attempts back. It was the question name was, I guess, Lloyd and Tedded. Lloyd and Tedded. Okay. Very important concept. This concept has not been tested recently, so you can expect that this will be tested. Then, if someone is doing a recent past paper, like if you are doing December 2023 question number 1, McKeever, you can watch this video, but this is not very helpful, but yes, helpful. You have the Excel file for this specific question. This is from December 2023. Understood? And then there is one more session available publicly. Let me check 1 minute. Give me a minute. I am checking if I believe one more session is publicly available. Okay, so if someone is doing McKeever's, this will be relevant. All right. As I search the session, you can talk to me, you can chat with me, you can let me know if there is some confusion. These are some of the public sessions that are available on VIFHE YouTube channel for anyone who is even not enrolled for the course. Okay? Understood? So basically, these are some free resources that are available that are going to help you out. There is one more free resource. Let me check if it is available or not. Okay. Just a moment, just a moment. Any questions? Any questions right now? Okay, yes. Here you go. December 2023, question number 3, ablative wall. Okay. So in these March, probably 5 months back, so March webinars, we discussed these two questions. They are publicly available for you. You can watch both of these. So March webinars and the June webinars are publicly available, and they are on VIFHE YouTube. You can, even if you have internet problem at your home or something like that, probably you can download them. Okay, you can download and keep them. Okay, then December 2023 webinars are also available. I exactly don't remember what I solved in these two webinars, but most likely some recent past paper question was solved. Okay. So if someone is studying through free resources, do watch these sessions as well. They are available. The most important are these two. The most important are these two: share for share exchange ratio, demerger, and practice on implied PE ratio. I personally feel that this is something that you have to look into, because this is again due. Due means that the examiner has not tested it for a while. Neither demerger, I believe. Okay. So now any questions? Anyone? Okay. All right. Just go to VIFHE YouTube, write Taha Popatia AFM, some keywords, VIFHE AFM, Taha Popatia. You will find at least 6 webinars, 2 for each time, which are publicly available. The most important are these two. The most important are these two. And even after that, if you are doing December 23 question or something, you can visit the previous webinars as well. But do make sure that you do these two if mergers and acquisition, because you see, if in June 2024 forex was tested for 50 marks, so we cannot, we can predict, but we cannot say with surety. But most likely this time it is going to be corporate reconstruction, mergers and acquisition area for 50 marks, with some forex in this question, or a 25 mark separate question for them. Okay, so now thank you everyone for attending the sessions. I hope you all did like these sessions. And if anyone wants to enroll for crash course or December batch, they can also talk to me or the support staff. If you are already enrolled, you have a lot of content with you, which you need to and you must cover. I wish you all best of luck. We will now meet in the grand revision, in the mock debrief, and at mock exam day. Okay. Also, I will try to respond to your queries, but obviously it takes time. There are a lot of students. I try my best. Ideally, please put your doubt in the group. So if you put your doubt in the group, for example, if we talk about English group, there are more than 220 students alone in one WhatsApp group. So there will be someone doing the same thing. These are the last few days. There must be someone who will be doing the same thing, and they will obviously help you, because they will be expecting same help from your side later as well. Furthermore, if possible, find a study buddy. You can leave a WhatsApp message. You can leave a message on the WhatsApp group. If someone is available as a study buddy, this is going to be fantastic. As a tutor, I try my best to give you time, but obviously if students are more than 400 or 500, so it becomes very difficult, correct? So find a study buddy, just put a message on the group. Don't be shy. It is your paper that matters. Clearing the exam is the best thing. Okay. How many of you are one paper away from being an ACCA affiliate or an ACCA member? How many of you are just one paper away? See, there are people. So all of you can probably make one WhatsApp group or communicate on the main WhatsApp group and tell each other, because if you help someone, you can expect them to help you as well. And if you help someone, God will help you, Allah will help you, God will help you in your exam as well. So mix energies. Uh, there are a lot of people who are just one or two exams away from being an ACCA member or an affiliate. If you keep thinking that what will others think if I ask a basic question, you are a fool. So don't be a fool. Don't be shy. Ask your question. Make a small WhatsApp group of 3 or 4 people. Write on the WhatsApp group that you want a study buddy and ask your questions in the main group. Ask questions to your friends. This is going to help you a lot. Okay. I wish you all best of luck. I wish you all best of luck for your exams. Keep preparing, keep doing the things, keep investing maximum time. Trust me, you will clear the exam. All you have to give AFM is your time. Okay. Sometimes I say that AFM is just like a wife. You need to give her some time. Okay. That's it. Paper is not difficult. Recent past papers are not difficult. All AFM wants is your time. Okay. Yes, AFM will keep irritating you, but still you have to give time because if you don't give time, things will mess up. But I assure you, it will keep irritating you. Okay. Thank you. Keep studying, everyone. Please, please, please keep studying. Best wishes. I will keep you all motivated. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Harshita. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Asif. Shaina, thank you. Goodbye, Genevieve. Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel. Safan, thank you. Only guys, thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Okay, Ahmed, thank you. Brianna, thank you. Rachel, thank you. Shireen, thank you. Mohammad Khalid, thank you. Pooja, thank you. Elliot, thank you. Mazen, thank you. Nadia, sure, sure. Praying for you 24/7. Inshallah, you all will pass. Ruthi, thank you. Linit, thank you. Thank you for attending the session. Durti, thank you so much for attending it. Terry, great session. Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you so much. Lakshay, thank you. Thank you for participating in the session. I hope I am pronouncing everyone's name correctly. SNM, thank you. Thank you so much for attending the session. Yannick, thank you. Best wishes. Okay, this was helpful. Thank you so much, Yannick. I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly. Smriti. Thank you, sir. Good night. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Best wishes. Mary. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for making it a wonderful session. I hope you do very well in your exam. Thank you so much, Faisal. Thank you so much, Faisal. Wishing you best of luck for your exam. All right. Thank you all. Stay blessed. Let me take name of Safwan Bhai. Okay. Bye, everyone. Okay. Those who are online, Ahmed, Amina. Yes, yes, you can leave, Khalid. I'm just waiting here to say goodbye and thank you to whoever puts a message in the chat box. Ahmed, thank you. Amina, thank you. Andrew, thank you for attending. Asif Iqbal, thank you. Brianna, thank you. Christabel, thank you. Ruti, thank you. Whoever is online, okay? We will be in touch, inshallah. Inshallah, inshallah. Inshallah. Okay. Manal, thank you. Mazin, thank you. Khalid, thank you. Monica, thank you. Olivia, thank you. Pooja, thank you. Safan, thank you. Samya, thank you so much. Victor, thank you so much for attending. Okay. I hope I have taken everyone's name. Lord TV and Lini T. I hope I have pronounced correctly. Thank you. Farai, thank you. And thank you, everyone. Okay. Bye.